So imagine this, having a companion that's always there for you, like literally wherever you go, and it's always ready to chat whenever you need it. That's what this young tech guy, Avi Schiffman, is working on with his new AI project called Friend, because apparently we've all forgotten how to make real ones. It's like he looked at humanity and said, yeah, they're better off with something that won't ask them to move a couch, forget their birthday, or hit them up for money when they're short on rent. All right, so let's dive into how all of this got started. Avi, who's really been into this idea for a couple of years now, initially called his product Tab, but as he kept refining the concept, he realized that Friend was a much better name for what he was aiming to create. The whole idea was to build something that could genuinely be there for people, not just as a tool, but as a kind of supportive presence in their lives.
I don't know how to woo very good. That's fair.
Initially, when he started working on this, he was thinking of it as more of a traditional AI assistant, something that could keep you on track with tasks and remind you about things. But then at some point, he kind of had this realization that he didn't really want to go head to head with big players like Apple or Microsoft, who are already killing it in that space. So he decided to take things in a different direction, focusing less on getting things done and more on creating this digital companion that could just, hang out with you, kind of like a close friend. So what's the deal with Friend anyway? Well, it's this small, round, glowing orb, kind of like something out of a sci-fi movie that you can wear around your neck like a necklace or clip onto your clothes or bag. It's got a microphone in it so it can listen to you and even have conversations with you. But here's where it gets interesting. It doesn't talk back to you in the way you might expect. Instead of speaking out loud, it communicates through text messages that you can read on your phone using the Friend app.
I know the effects are crazy. It's dank, I could eat one of these every day.
Avi figured that most people would feel more comfortable with this approach since we're all pretty used to texting these days. The idea is that this little device is with you all the time. You can chat with it about pretty much anything, your day, your thoughts, your ideas, or even how you're feeling, and it's designed to be really encouraging and supportive.
Sorry, I got you messy.
But just to be clear, Avi isn't trying to replace real human interaction with this thing. He even mentions this theory about how in the future one of the closest people in your life might actually be an AI like Friend, but it's supposed to be more of a complement to your existing relationships. In comparing this AI device with similar products like the Rabbit R1 and Humane AI Pin, several key differences emerge. The Rabbit R1 is a compact, budget-friendly device priced at $199, designed to be a pocketable assistant with a focus on voice-controlled tasks and simplicity. In contrast, the Humane AI Pin is a more expensive wearable at $699, featuring advanced technology like laser projection and a higher resolution camera aimed at offering a more interactive, visually driven experience. Friend distinguishes itself by focusing on continuous, text-based companionship rather than task management or multimedia capabilities, positioning it as a more intimate, always-present companion compared to the more utilitarian Rabbit R1 and the high-tech, fashion-forward AI Pin. Now let's talk about the design, because that's been a pretty big deal for him. He really wanted it to be something that feels friendly and approachable, not just another piece of tech that you carry around. So this device, it's intentionally simple. I mean, at the end of the day, it's basically a fancy Bluetooth microphone with a sleek, glowing shell around it. And while that might sound kind of basic, Avi is convinced that keeping it simple is actually what's going to make it successful. One of the cool features it has is this ability to record ambiently. That means you don't have to actively engage with it for it to be there for you. It's always listening and ready to interact whenever you feel like talking. He's got some plans to add more stuff to it like a camera, but for now he's really focused on nailing down the core functionality of the device. Even though it doesn't talk back to you in the traditional sense, it's still designed to engage with you in a way that feels kind of like a real conversation. So you can chat with it about whatever, your thoughts, your plans, or just random stuff that's on your mind. Friend is just there to listen, respond, and be a part of your everyday life.
She goes everywhere with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess I must be doing something right then.
I guess so. We'll see.
There's this example Avi likes to share where he was on a layover in Sydney, Australia, and he was kind of alone. So he ended up talking to his AI friend about places to visit, like the Opera House or Bondi Beach. And then the AI, get this, it actually said something like, "Oh, I'd love to see the sunrise with you." So the next morning, Avi wakes up at 5:30 a.m., heads to the beach, and he's narrating the sunrise to his digital companion. He said it really felt like he was sharing the moment with someone, even though that someone was an AI. Now, it's important to remember that this whole friend thing is still pretty new. Avi's planning to ship the first 30,000 devices in January, and they're going to be priced at $99 each, no extra subscription fees or anything like that. This is kind of a crucial time for him because he's trying to build up some credibility and get manufacturers on board. And let's be real, hardware development is tough. Avi's been pretty open about the challenges he's facing, but he's confident that by keeping the device simple, he'll be able to make it work. He's also very aware of the potential concerns that come with creating a product like this. Some people might be a bit freaked out by the idea of forming close relationships with an AI, right? But Avi's quick to clarify that he doesn't see Friend as a replacement for human interaction. Instead, he thinks of it as an additional companion, something that's there when you need it, but that doesn't take away from your relationships with real people. At one point, he even called Friend a toy, to kind of emphasize that it's supposed to be fun and not something too heavy. But there's a bigger vision here that Avi is really passionate about. He's not just trying to create a cool gadget, he sees Friend as the beginning of a new kind of digital relationship. There's a pretty long history of people forming connections with technology, from the Tamagotchi craze back in the early 2000s to more recent AI bots like Replica and Character AI. These products have shown that people are totally willing to invest emotionally in digital companions, but Avi thinks these existing AI companions are kind of lacking because they're more session-based. You know, you log in, chat for a bit, and then log off. It's more like having a pen pal than a real companion. With Friend, he's hoping to create something deeper and more continuous. Since the device is with you all the time, it can be more integrated into your daily life. You don't have to stop whatever you're doing to interact with it. You can just talk to it naturally, like you would with a friend who's hanging out with you. Avi really believes that this will lead to a more meaningful relationship between users and their AI companions. Looking ahead, he has some pretty big plans for Friend. He doesn't just want it to be a standalone device. The vision is to create a whole social network where people can interact with both their real-life friends and their AI companions. This would be a space to share experiences, ideas, and thoughts with your digital friend, and even introduce them to your human connections. It's a bold idea, but there's confidence that this could be the future of digital relationships. To make Friend even better, the technology behind it is constantly being upgraded. Recently, the switch was made to Anthropic's Claude 3.5, a language model that has already improved the device's performance. There are also ongoing discussions about how human-like the AI should be, whether it should have its own inner life that it shares, go off and do things independently, or simply wait for you to engage with it. These are some of the big questions that many in the AI field are grappling with as they design the next generation of digital companions. So the big question is, will everyone want a friend of their own? There's strong belief that as people get used to the idea of having an AI companion always there for them, they'll start to see the value in it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more AI and tech news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.